I totally saw that coming. Wait, did I? What is happening? I don't even know anymore. You all have had these thoughts at least once when watching a movie that ends unexpectedly. These nail-biter movies have made a name for themselves as some of the most confusing films of all time. So let's take a look with the top 10 unexpected movie twists. Oh, and if it wasn't clear enough, spoiler alerts ahead, so continue at your own risk. Before you see the number one movie with an unexpected movie twist, think about a movie where you haven't successfully predicted the ending. Number 10, Inception. Here's Edith Piaf's No Regrets in the background as a train is rushing by. Whoever has watched Christopher Nolan's masterpiece, Inception, knows exactly what I'm talking about and what feeling the scene leaves. This mind-bending thriller can be confusing for a first-time viewer, so let's break down the plot. Dom Cobb, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, is a thief who enters people's subconscious and extracts ideas from them. Throughout the movie, Cobb carries a totem, a spinning top that distinguishes reality from dreams. Dom's only goal is to go back to his children, and as the whole audience follows his journey home, Christopher Nolan ends the movie with the big question mark. As Cobb puts the totem on the table, the screen goes black before we see if the spinning top falls or not, leaving it up to the audience's imagination to decide the character's fate. Number 9, Get Out. Funny guy turned Academy Award Original Screenplay winner Jordan Peele is up next, with his debut film, Get Out. The plot of the thriller follows Chris, an African-American man, visiting his Caucasian girlfriend's family on a weekend getaway. Although the family seems normal at first, as the minutes go by, the truth unfolds. The racial tension takes over the screen, and by the end of the weekend, Chris discovers that his girlfriend's family has been hypnotizing African Americans and selling off people of color at auction. If this wasn't enough of a surprise, wait until you hear this jaw-dropping twist that shocked every viewer. Chris's girlfriend, Rose, is involved with her family and has been doing the same thing for years. If you want a thriller that bleeds suspense in every scene, Get Out is a phenomenal option for any cinephile. Number 8, Saw. I want to play a game. I want you to guess the movie coming in at number 8. If you guessed Saw, congratulations, you won! This 2004 film had a small budget of $1.2 million and was shot in only 18 days. No one could predict the success of the Saw horror film franchise has become, especially considering how simple the first movie premise was. Two men locked in a room. What will they do to stay alive? What are they ready to sacrifice to escape the twisted game? In the end, after we watch one man cut off his own foot, we find out the key was in the same room the entire time. Not to mention how the killer was disguised as a dead man on the floor, again in the same room. The plot twist must have impressed audiences because the franchise later released 9 sequels, earning a total of $970,000 in box office performances. Number 7, Psycho. At number 7 is the Master of Suspense, Alfred Hitchcock. As a legendary scene setter and horror fiend, Mr. Hitchcock knows exactly how to make the audience gasp with complete shock. One example of his masterful ways is the iconic 1960 film Psycho. Marion Crane steals money from her employer, tries to flee the city, and escapes to the Bates Motel. The owner, Norman Bates, gives the impression of a normal 20-something man, up until things start to act strange. To make a long story short, Norman kills Marion in the shower, creating one of the most legendary scenes in cinematic history. But the real twist is when it is revealed that Norman killed his mother years ago, and later developed a split personality. He believes he is his mother, ending the movie with Norman dressed up in his mother's clothing. One word, creepy. Number 6, The Sixth Sense. I see the number 6 place. That's right, at number 6 is M. Night Shyamalan's most popular movie, The Sixth Sense. This 1999 psychological thriller is a must on any twist-ending list, because it's a true example of how to leave the audience shocked from an unexpected turn of events. The film follows Cole Sear, a young boy who sees and talks to ghosts. To cope with his fear of dead people coming to him for unresolved issues, Cole begins to work with a therapist, who's played by Bruce Willis. As they start to find a reason behind the young boy's gift, the plot reveals that Dr. Malcolm Crowe has actually been dead the entire time. It may not be surprising to hear this, so I'd suggest you watch the movie instead. The Sixth Sense has proved to be a fan favorite, as it earned $670 million at the box office and an 8.1 rating on IMDb. Number 5. Gone Girl. Adapted from Gillian Flynn's book, this 2014 psychological anxiety-inducing film takes the number 5 place. Gone Girl is directed by David Fincher and stars Rosamund Pike as Amy Doon and Ben Affleck as her husband, Nick Doon. A picture-perfect life of a loving couple turns into a murder hunt. The twist is special because it becomes clear halfway through the film, not at the end. Amy Doon, a secret psychopath, disappears on the day of her wedding anniversary, leaving Nick the prime suspect for the crime. She has planned a master scheme, where her cheating husband Nick is imprisoned. Gone Girl is a true nail-biter, especially when the narrative is told from Amy's point of view. The length this woman goes to punish her lying husband is unbelievable. What makes Amy a great character is even though she's a psychopath who will do anything to get her way, she somehow earns the sympathy of the audience. She played her husband and us, too. Number 4. Shutter Island. Moving on to number 4 is Martin Scorsese's neo-noir psychological thriller, starring the Academy Award winner Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo as U.S. Marshal Teddy and his partner Chuck. They investigate a prison where a patient mysteriously vanishes. Teddy often confides in his partner and tells him the stories of how his wife passed away from a fire. By the end of the film, it's revealed that Teddy is a patient who's going through an experimental therapy, trying to cope with the fact he killed his wife. The dark settings, dim-lit scenes, and overall vibe of the movie leaves the audience uneasy, expecting a turn in every scene. And Mr. Scorsese does not disappoint. If you love DiCaprio's performances, make sure you look at the underrated gem, Shutter Island. Number 3. The Prestige. Another Christopher Nolan masterpiece, The Prestige appears on the list. With Hollywood A-stars Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale, it's impossible not to love this film. The story of two magicians competing and feuding with each other becomes an instant thriller classic. They try to outsmart and destroy one another, but the movie takes an interesting direction when it's discovered that Borden, played by Bale, is actually two twins pretending to be the same person. Not to mention the fact Angier, Jackman, clones himself with the help of Nikola Tesla, and later killing his clone after his final trick is finished. Talk about a memorable ending. I say we name Christopher Nolan the king of twists. Anyone agree? Number 2. Fight Club. I will be breaking the first and second rule of Fight Club, but it's impossible to talk about unexpected movie endings and not include this David Fincher classic. We follow the story of the depressed insomniac narrator, whose name is never revealed, and his life slowly collapses. He, along with his new friend Tyler Durden, decide to start a club where they can take their anger out in momentary fights, hence Fight Club. After many mental breakdowns and psychological twists, it is unveiled that the narrator has never met anyone named Tyler Durden, and that he has been Tyler all along. I say we name David Fincher the Prince of Twists. Number 1. The Usual Suspects. Kaiser Soze is a name that any movie aficionado will never forget. Yes, the film that wins the most unexpected ending, it's Bryan Singer's masterwork, The Unusual Suspects. The 1995 neo-noir mystery thriller is one of those whodunits, as we follow 5 men being interrogated by the FBI. Kevin Spacey's character Verbal is the only survivor of a massacre and fire, and is cooperating with the FBI. By crafting a bunch of fake details based on things in the same room, Verbal successfully fools the policeman, escaping in the end by simply walking out of the room. With the final shots of the movie as we watch Spacey's careful steps, we realize the wanted master criminal Kaiser Soze has been Verbal all along. Goosebumps. Well, this was the expected end for the unexpected ends. Which movie twist has left you the most shocked? Leave a comment down below. Subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and make sure you turn on notifications. Until next time.